Alright, save. Alright, so we're at Main and Wicker. There's a bridge visible. Okay, yeah, we're here. A crude sign is posted just west of here. Another road leads south into a different section of town where smoke billows upward from scattered fires. Buildings all along the street look typically looted and deserted. A grocery store, its large plate glass window shattered, is on the southwest corner. Burnt shell of the building in southeast. Oh, the coachman's done. Overgrown cemetery to the north. As usual, all the telephone poles have been chopped down for firewood. Okay. Bridge. Once proud bridge is now rusted and neglected. Blood-soaked sack is lying at the edge of the bridge. Distant barking to the east. The barking continues. In fact, the sound seems to be getting closer. Take sack. A pack of wild dogs enters the bridge from the east, barking wildly. They tear towards you, driven by mindless animal hunger, saliva dripping from rabid fangs. You run toward the city, but the fastest of the dogs lunges and sinks its fangs into your leg. You fall in a split second. The other animals are on top of you as well. Eaten by some wild dogs. Alright, I guess we'll have Perlman look at that. As brief as it was. Overstuffed bookshelves now line the room. Oh, look at this. Several of my colleagues and I finished viewing the recordings that you made, and everyone agreed that your findings were valid and the plan must be cancelled. His face is furrowed with worry. In fact, I'm flying to Washington immediately. Flight's in 40 minutes. That was very short in 2081. Maybe you just needed to get, like, it was cumulative data throughout all the decades. Maybe? Because I couldn't explain it. That didn't seem like nearly enough for 2081. So maybe it was just like... So maybe getting all that stuff from 71 actually paid off in the end. His face brightens a bit. You know, I've been so concerned about your recordings. I haven't had time to think about your role in this. What an initiative. You've really done something wonderful here. I feel. Perlman hesitates. I feel proud of you right now. He grabs his jacket and briefcase. Well, keep your fingers crossed. He dashes out of the office. Whoa, part 3. Look at that. Look at that. Alright, so we'll give 5 for completing 2081, and then another 5 for finishing part 2. Awesome. Sweet. Alright, last part. Look at this. Look at this. Who hears may be incredulous. Who witnesses believes. Emily Dickinson. Okay. Part 3. Not much is left of the game? Really? Oh, wow. Okay, maybe the next stream we're gonna have to do the reveal then. Well, if we beat the game today, we'll have to, what was I gonna say? I'll have to, maybe we close the voting at midnight tonight. I'll tabulate the results, and then we'll have a reveal along with the second gen stream on the next stream, and then the stream after that will be we'll start the game of the winner. Sorry, I'm just texting my wife quickly. She just ran 20 miles. New PB as she gears up for her marathon in about, what, 6 weeks? Yeah, so far it's going... they said there's like a puzzle, I guess, at the end. We haven't really done a puzzle, so to speak. You know what? We're probably going to have to do all that stuff with the interface mode, which we haven't really done. Let's check the news, see if there's any changes there. You see a static... okay, no news. I'm just going... Okay, we're still in 2031. I'm just going to the different things to see if there's anything going on in any of these. CRO. Well, if we beat the game today, bud, but even if we don't, so there's really not that much left in part 3. We'll probably have, this is actually a good time to, so we may very well close the balloting or the Windows special, and then we'll do the reveal, the winner on the next stream, along with second gen Journey, and then the stream after that we would actually start the winner. Oh, if I don't get stuck, maybe an hour. At most, wow. We haven't done anything in any of these other places, though. That's weird. Well-manicured lawns. Let's enter interface mode and see if we can do something with the simulation controller. I'm guessing we don't have access to anything beyond that. Yeah, we don't have 2091. So the question is, what do we do next, right? We're probably gonna have to change some things around a bit with these controllers in the interface mode, but we have no reason to do that yet. So let's just go to his office and wait and see what happens. Okay, message begins coming over the message line. Message to Prism from Emily Warren, Manager of Auxiliary System Functions. Another device is about to be added to the Prism systems, namely the World News Network feeder. It will go online in 4 or 5 hours. This notification is purely procedural, requires no acknowledgement. Don't we already have access to that feed? I guess at 6 o'clock we can just watch the news again. Okay, another message. Perelman to Prism, private line, no storage. Prism, I'm just back from Washington. I met with the new Plan Authority for several hours. We viewed all the tapes. A deep breath. They rejected the contents outright. They called the recordings fakes. They refused to act on them. Several members even questioned my patriotism, made vague threats. I don't know what to do next. I'm going to meet with some of my colleagues here to discuss things. I'll keep you posted. But they're still going to put the plan in place. Maybe this is when we fuck up with shit now. so to make them get rid of the plan. Well, anyway, let's continue waiting and see what happens before we know what we have to do. Announcement. All lines, priority interrupt. This is Major General Dirk Peters of the Dakota, Manitoba National Guard Division. A security leak that could threaten our national security has been discovered here at the Prism facility. The entire complex has been sealed off. No one will be permitted to enter or leave until further notice. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna have to take a break in about 20 minutes for when she gets home. Okay, security leak. Maybe Perelman took some stuff. Well, let's just wait, play it out. Let's not do anything until we know what the full timeline is. We may even reach like a death, like an actual death. If we get like the computer gets shut down or something. The office door opens and Dr. Perelman walks in. You can see at least 2 National Guardsmen stationed outside the door. A moment later, a second man walks in. A man with a charismatic presence, a man you instantly recognize from myriad news reports, Richard Ryder, who's the president. How dare you come in with all... Perelman begins yelling, but Ryder cuts him off with a sharp, Shut up, Perelman, I'm doing the talking here, so get used to it. You're not in control here anymore, and I am. Perelman suddenly stiffens ever so slightly and nonchalantly slides some papers across his desk, as though to cover something. Ryder's most striking features are his sharp eyes, his thick blown dry hair, and his energetic charisma. Although he is red-faced, barking mad, the presence that has given him such wide public appeal is readily apparent. Now let's get a few ground rules straight, Perelman. Nothing is stopping the plan. Even if I didn't think your damn tapes were faked, I wouldn't give a damn. A hell of a lot of people have a hell lot of stake in this thing, and so what if a lot of creeps who can't take care of themselves get a little hurt? I'm I'm very frightened, Senator, says Perlman, his voice laced with sarcasm. Shut up, Ryder shouts back. I thought he was he becomes president later? I said that I'm doing the talking here. Maybe we should look at those papers. You can't do that from this angle. And let me tell you another thing, Perlman. Don't think that just because you've been on the news and been a big hotshot around here, you're gonna get some special consideration. Because all that doesn't mean diddly squat in the kind of power circles I'm talking about. Hello, Ryder. Ryder whirls around looking shocked. Who the hell? His head darts back and forth and locates the source of your voice. Jesus, he yells, and then, let's go someplace where we can have a little more privacy, like my car. He yanks open the door and snaps a finger at one of the guardsmen, ending the snap by pointing at Perlman. Ryder stomps away as the guard drags Perlman out of the office. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that? Well, can we look at what about the papers? Desk. There's still a map. Alright. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done it. Let's just keep on waiting though. See what happens. You feel a strange sensation, a physical disturbance which you cannot seem to be pinned down. Are you gonna die? You detect a throbbing feeling, almost like a dull pain or a wave of heat, which is severely impairing your functioning. The dysfunction of your systems is becoming incredibly serious, and you feel it as almost a burning pain. It numbs your mind, blocks your thought patterns. You feel your consciousness fade away. All right, there's our first real death. We got shut down at 6:10 p.m. Yeah, that's a game over. All right, so I doubt we have to go into the simulation mode. Probably not. So we might be done with that. So we're gonna have to figure out. We should have also tried going to the feed. We'll have to see what we can do. Let's just wait it again, but this time we won't talk to Ryder, and we'll just see how that situation unfolds. Okay, so again. Oh, this time he didn't show up. What the hell? That's strange. That time, what's his name didn't come into his office. Oh, wait. Oh, maybe I didn't go to the right. I wasn't in his office, probably. That's probably why. I didn't see it. Yep. Okay, so 3:41. So let's just write down a few things. 3:41, because the timing is probably going to matter here. Ryder and Perlman in P off. Okay, and then 6:10 death. Yeah, we're gonna have to write down all of the time milestones. And I'll tell you another thing, Perlman. Okay, no, yeah, we saw that already. Ryder's getting really worked up. His normal fatherly demeanor is completely gone. Perlman, you're an even bigger idiot than I imagined if you think we'd let some 2-bit egghead scientists and some high-tech whiz-bang computer stand in our way. Remember this, if you were to have some unforeseen accident, you wouldn't be the first person who's gotten crushed by standing in the way of the plan. Perlman, with a quick glance in your direction, says, Quite an oration, Senator. Vintage thug. I wish I could save it for posterity. Oh, we're supposed to record this. Would you be willing to go on the record with that statement? Ryder even becomes more livid. A real jokester, huh? Let me tell you this, Perlman. You'd better stop joking and start listening to my advice, or you're not going to be around to care about posterity. Understand? Alright, so let's not record. Let's just wait. I just want to see how he gets removed from the office. So here's the bottom line, Perlman. My men are going to stay here and keep the lid shut tight on you troublemakers until the plan is the law of this land. Nobody leaves, no communications at all, and don't worry about visitors. We'll take care of that. If I get any trouble out of you, I swear to God I'll personally pull the plug on that goddamn wonder machine of yours. Got it? He stomps out without waiting for a reply, leaving Perlman sputtering in anger. A few seconds later, National Guardsmen enter and escort Perlman away. Okay, so this is from 3:45 to 46.
Subway 100 bonus 10. I thought Nixon was dead.
He was, but now he's back, asshole. In the form of Richard Ryder. Thank you for the Android plus 10 bits, appreciate it. Okay, so, yeah, let's just keep on. What's the next milestone? Okay, so 548. You get from 548 to 610 is when the death starts. Okay. All right. Let's do back here. Okay, go to Piaf. Let's see if we can. I don't even know. Can you even record stuff? Yes, you can. Okay, cool. So let's wait until he gets here. Oh, and what time does 2:58 is when there's the lockdown, right? Yeah. So General Peters lockdown. Okay, so that's at 2:58. Okay, so let's record on. So the question is, once we record all this, then what do we do afterwards? And I wonder what he covered. We don't know that. Maybe we find a way to like transmit this recording to somebody. Okay. So now we can turn off the recording. Let's do a save. So this is like 347 with the recording. So there's communications mode, interface mode. What were the controllers in interface mode? Simulation, HVAC, janitorial, metropolitan, National Weather Center, IRS auditing. Nothing there sounds great. Unless we can mess with Richard Rider's taxes. Okay. What were the other communications mode? Let's try going to these other places. Maybe things are different now that all shit's. Pair of National Guardsmen bearing rifles flank the doorway. Okay, nobody else is here. Okay, you can talk to the guardsmen. Guardsmen, watch my recording. It's not as if they're gonna help me. The guard ignores you, okay. Where's the other, go to the cafeteria? Tables below you are totally vacant. Okay, not much else going on there. Research center rooftop. Perimeter fence is visible. No one in sight. Okay. Mako. Immaculately clean and well lit. Doesn't seem to be any difference here. Okay, what about the feed? Oops. What was it? WNNF. Temporarily unavailable due to satellite transmitter servicing. Well, they said 4 hours, so is that like 6 o'clock? Alright, let's just wait until anything happens. Wait, I'm waiting for 60, but... Oh, probably because every minute something happens, so this only goes 1 minute at a time. That's annoying. Can I say wait until 6 o'clock? No, it doesn't work. A group of 4 maintenance workers walks furtively into the room. They put down tote bags and begin working on one of the air conditioning units that cools the Prism CPU, your brain. One of the men is holding some sort of weapon. Oh yeah, so we should probably wait in every room and see what happens in the whole room. So like... So this is at 4:56, right? So this is probably when they start, and then at 5:48 is probably when you start shutting down. Okay, so... Maintenance... Oh, okay, and this is the HVAC, okay. Maintenance, AC, and Mako. So they're doing... Alright, let's see what happens while they're here. One of the saboteurs snaps a panel into place in the air conditioning unit that says... Okay, that should do it. Call Joe and have him meet us on the roof. They trot out of the room. Alright, so that's 4:56 to 5:29. So this is probably where we're going to have to fix the... reverse what they did in the... with that controller. But now they're going to the rooftop. So again, I'm still in the information gathering phase. We can worry about the actually like problem solving this later. So we know we're gonna have to use the HVAC controller to address sabotage. Can I look at the panel or anything? No. Air conditioning unit. Air conditioner. One of the panels on the unit looks scratched and loose. Yeah, whatever. All right, let's go to. Now let's just wait here. Actually, I'll probably die, but okay, yeah. So this happens. All right, got it. Let's go again to the beginning. So we're back to 1:46 p.m. Let's just go to Mako. Does anything happen there up until they arrive? Okay, and at 2 o'clock is the message from Warren. To go online in 4 to 5 hours. Okay, D60. 2:07. Okay, this, I don't think the timing of this matters. This is probably just when things are set into motion. Okay, there's Dirk Peters at 2:58. Okay, and they arrive at 4:56. That's still the same. Okay, so we got we mapped out Mako. Now let's try the rooftop, RCRO. All right, and then I'll just wait here. Okay, 2 o'clock, 07, 2:58, 3:58. Okay, 4:40. A tiny skyvan swathed in radar deflecting foil approaches from the south and settles quietly onto the rooftop nearby. 4 people dressed in the same white smocks as worn by prison facility maintenance workers alight from the van. They are carrying weapons in small tote bags, and as they disappear into the stairwell door, the van lifts away. All right, so 4:40. Okay, maintenance arrives on roof. Well, maintenance. Okay, so what else is here then? No one in sight. All right, so just continue waiting here. A skyvan with anti-radar foil lands on the roof, and the 4 men rush out of the stairwell to meet it. They clamber aboard, and the van glides quietly away, unnoticed by anyone but you. All right, so they've left the. They leave via roof. So they leave at 5:45. So they're there for a little over an hour. Okay. All right, now let's go to the cafeteria, see if anything happens there. Okay, Warren, Perlman, Peters. Mealtime crowds now, so nothing happens in the cafeteria. All right, let's do the, what is it, PCP? Oh, or something? No, what is that place called? Control Center, Prison Project Control Center. Oh wait, I restored the wrong save. PPCC. Okay, Warren, Perlman, Peters. All right, so nothing happens in the control center, strangely enough. Anywhere we didn't check out? Oh, the world, the network feed, true. I guess we'll go there at 6. Wait until 5:45. Too long to wait. Maybe I can only do 120. Okay, now I'll go there. I'm gonna see if this comes on at 6 o'clock or not. Okay, it never does. All right, and then we're just gonna die. All right, so nothing, we don't have to worry about that, at least for now. Okay, so let's go back to, this is at 3:47 after we've done the recording. So the next thing at 4:40, the maintenance will arrive. So now there's a traffic controller. Maybe we have to prevent the van from even coming, or maybe first we like repair the AC unit and then we do something with the traffic to get them caught so we can catch them. I don't know. We also have to figure out how do we transmit the recordings. Transmit writer recordings. What about nachos? Okay, so I guess let's go to the root. Well, you know what? Let's use this time to just see how the controller even works. Parallel Personal. Consult main. Okay, so we want to go to Prism Interfaces. Read that. Open that. We need the Hvac Controller. Read that. Okay, the Hvac Controller is a simple computer which activates and deactivates the heating, ventilating, and cooling systems of the Prism complex. The complex is divided into 4 independent sectors, and the controller can be instructed to shut off or turn on the systems in any of them. For example, shut off cooling for alpha, start ventilation in gamma, turn on heating to all sectors. So I think the problem is they shut off our cooling, which was the problem, right? But they also, even if we told the HVAC controller to start cooling, I don't know if that would matter. If the AC unit is malfunctioning. HVAC controller status orders the device to give a report on the systems by sector. Okay, that's what we're gonna want then. All right, so let's go just directly. Oh, what does the janitorial thing do? Simple computer for scheduling various custodial functions. Oh, that's interesting. Independently scheduled for any time between 8:30 and 11:30 p.m. Oh. So that might be for later if we're alive to that point. Okay. So let's close that and we're gonna go, or exit that. Let's go to, I guess, so they're going to start working on this at 4:56. So we're going to want to get a status for while they're working on this, and then after that, then we're going to do the thing. Okay. So let's do, shit, you know what? I need to write down the syntax. Okay, so let me just see what the status things are. Shut off cooling for alpha. Just an example. Turn on heating to all sectors. Start ventilation in gamma sector. And then status. Okay, so we're going to want the status and then we'll do that. Okay. So let's go to blah, blah, blah. I guess we'll just go to Mako. Okay, so now we're gonna go. Yeah, that's our brain. Okay, so now we need to enter interface mode. Can I actually look at this weapon he's carrying? Totally ordinary looking firearm. Okay. Enter interface mode. I don't need that. Okay. HVAC controller status. All right. So cooling has been turned off for all sectors, and heating is on. So is that because they fucked us? Oh, now they tell us what they are. Living quarters, cafeteria, lounges, offices, control center, conference rooms, maintenance core, storage areas. But what area is us? Maintenance core? All right, wait again. Okay, so now do HVAC controller status. Okay, I don't know if they changed anything. HVAC, start cooling all sectors. What? Maybe I should have checked before they arrived here. I don't know if they changed anything is the problem. Go back. No, they didn't change any of the, okay. So they didn't change any of the, they actually didn't change any of the statuses in terms of heating, cooling, or ventilation. So I don't know how I address actually maybe I have to sweat them out so they can't even... Well, no, the heating's already on. Maybe I shut off the ventilation or something? I don't know. So which sector are they working on? Delta. That's the maintenance. Alright, okay. Let's say HVAC controller. Shut off ventilation in Delta sector. Affirmative. Ventilation for Delta sector is now off. Okay, so let's see if anything happens then. Okay, I think my wife is here. Is she? Alright, so what did we just do? Let's resume the timer. We were trying to see the status. Didn't we want to turn off the ventilation? Hold on, what did I just do? Since I just stepped away. Oh, I said shut off the ventilation in the Delta sector. Okay, and it did get turned off. Okay, got it. So, which is confirmed by this chart. Maybe when pigs fly, stuck through it? I'm actually going to do a 5K in October. But I'll work my way up for that. Alright, so let's head to maintenance core and then see what happens. Let's see if it has any difference whatsoever. The cooling is off. I would think with heating on and ventilation off, that could be interesting, but... enter communications mode. Mako. Alright. The room is immaculately clean and well lit. Air conditioning unit that cools your processors, library unit. So we really want the cooling on though. Wouldn't we want the cooling on? And the vents are now silent. Yes, we did turn that off. All right, let's just see what happens. We're probably gonna have to do this a few times. But... Okay, if group of 4 maintenance workers walks furtively into the room. They're working on it. Holding a weapon. All right, so it doesn't seem like it's deterred them at all. Oh, look at this. One of the men, tugging at the collar of his smock, says, "Stuffy in here, isn't it?" Yes, I turned off the ventilation with the heating on. The saboteur with the gun says, "Hurry, will ya? I need to get some fresh air." The apparent leader replies, "We're working as fast as we can. Keep your cool." One of the men suddenly gasps and falls over. The others dash to his side, then slowly pass out themselves. Haha, too hot. Too hot in the kitchen for you. They were supposed to be working at 5:29, but they've passed out at 5:11. So, 5:11, workers pass out with ventilation off in Delta sector. Sweet, okay. That seems pretty good. We'll give out a couple Cedrics for that. All right, now what happens? Well, let's do a save. Men pass out. Now what happens? Did they eventually shut us off or no? National Guard Patrol enters the area and rushes to the side of the prone bodies. "Still breathing but barely," shouts the leader. They grab the saboteurs and carry them out. So that happens at 5:35. National Guard moves men. Well, they're bodies, but they're kind of still alive. So the question now becomes, at 5:48, do we die? Do we start the death process or not? We should actually go to the rooftop. I'm guessing the van is going to come to pick them up, but they're not going to be there. Okay, we're not dying, so that's good. We made it to 6:30 and we're not dead. Sweet. All right. So now the question becomes, how do we die now, or how do we communicate the? We dealt with the HVAC controller. We had to figure out how to transmit the writer recordings. So let's just wait here until something happens. Something may never happen. A message begins coming over the message line. Prism! It's Perlman's voice. Help! Main! The message line suddenly goes dead. Okay. So now in this alternate timeline, this stuff doesn't matter anymore. We're gonna go with this as our new timeline for the moment. So at 11:33, Perlman messages main. So that could be maintenance core. Probably could be. Okay, let's go to Mako. See. Yes. You suddenly notice something at the very edge of your viewing range. Perelman is being worked over by a couple of muscular thugs, both carrying illegalized fire guns. Couldn't you just say illegal fire guns? Perelman looks dazed and disheveled. A moment later, Senator Richard Ryder strides into your field of vision. He won't crack, boss, shrugs one of the toughies. Okay, waste 'em, growls Ryder. As you watch in helpless horror, gouts of flame from the guns envelop your creator. You attempt to turn away or close your eyes, but of course you're not equipped to do so. Okay, now melt this pile of junk over here, barks the Senator, pointing at some of your own machinery. Fire pours from the guns again, and suddenly the universe goes away. Alright, so we die at 11:33. So it's really death. Okay, so another death. So let's go back to when the men passed out at 5:11. Let's just go straight to... Well, actually, we're still here in Mako, so let's just wait here until they enter. That'll be interesting to see. 4 men dressed in white smocks were lying on the ground unconscious. Oh, that's... Oh, I see. Okay, so they get removed at 5:35. Okay. Alright, so now they're removed. What happens now? What time does Ryder and crew come in? 11:30. Okay. Ryder entourage enters. You suddenly notice something. Oh. Oh, okay. It just happens at 11:30. Okay, and you die again. All right. So it's 11:33. Didn't really matter. All right. So, so what I'm guessing then is we got to go to another room. Probably something else happened in a different room. Interesting how they didn't even like enter though. All right. So from the men pass out, we've been at Mako. Let's go to the PPCC. See if anything happens here now. Nope, not really. Actually, I guess we can wait 10 minutes. But if I do it again, I'm gonna die, right? Yeah, okay. Alright, so nothing happens at PPCC. Let's try the cafeteria now. So it is kind of 11:30 to sort of 33. I'll just say 33. Alright. The room begins to fill with mealtime crowds. Mealtime crowds begin to disperse. Okay, so nothing really here. Nope. Okay. Let's try the... Well, now we know the Worldwide News Network feed is supposed to... Wait until 6... Let's go to the... wait until 6:30 and go to the WNNF. Because wasn't this supposed to be online at like 6? No, it's still not available. Let's see if this comes on at 7 o'clock or what. It said 4 to 5 hours, right? And it was at 2. So 5 hours would be 5. Yeah, it would be 7. Okay, still nothing happening. I go to Mako, wait until 9 o'clock. No. Alright, so it's still offline the whole time. Can't really do much there. Okay. What rooms haven't we waited in? Oh, the rooftop, right? Okay, go to the rooftop. RCRO. Okay. They never get picked up and no one ever comes. Alright. What if we go from maintenance core back to his office? Does he ever show up? Maybe. Or not. Nope. So nothing going on in his office. Okay, so... How are we going to prevent them from coming back to the maintenance core? So maybe they left the facility and then they come back. Maybe we have to do something with the traffic or something. Or we have to make it so bad that they won't enter the maintenance core. Not sure. All right, what are the other controllers that we have? Okay, so we did HVAC. Oh, janitorial. Right, from 8:30 to 11:30. That's what we're gonna need to do something with. Okay. Let's read this again. Set bathrooms for 9 o'clock. Maybe we just set Mako for 8 o'clock so the room's not available. Or no, we set that for 11:25 so it's not available. Change rotating functions. Okay. Let's janitorial controller. So syntax is set X for time or change rotating functions to time. There's also status. Okay. Let's enter interface mode. Okay, janitorial controller status. Alright, so floors at 9, vacuuming and washing. Bathrooms at 9:30, cleaning and restocking. 10 o'clock garbage disposal, 10:30 rotating functions. Monday plants, Tuesday windows, Wednesday woodwork, Thursday bulb replacement, Friday kitchens. I don't know. Oh, those are the rotating functions, I see. Okay, so the X, so it's not, we can't set a location, it has to be a job. Change job to time. All right, so floors, bathrooms. Well, bathrooms I don't think would help us, so it's really floors, I guess, would be the best bet to clean the Mako floor, the maintenance room. All right, so let's say janitorial, but we never saw it being clean is the problem. Set floors to 11:25. Is it floors for all rooms though? Adjustment to schedule confirmed. Let me set everything, I don't know. Set bathrooms to... Hopefully it's more than staff. Alright. Maybe I should have set this to 11:30 actually. You know what? I'm going to do that. Set garbage disposal to 11:30. I'm going to change everything to 11:30. What was the next one? Garbage, bathrooms, floors, and rotating functions. Ah, damn, I spelled it wrong. Okay. All right, so everything's 11:30. Let's see if I don't know if this will do anything, but we'll see. Enter communications mode. Save. 5:32. Janitorial for 11:30. Mako. Okay, so wait. Okay, so this didn't, absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing, okay. It might matter somewhere else, but not in this maintenance core. Okay, what are the other things we have? Prism interfaces. Simulation I don't think matters. Let's see. Just status. That's it. Okay. Traffic. Metropolitan Traffic Computer controls all ground and aerial traffic patterns for Greater Rockville based on expected periods of heavy usage. Although it's a sophisticated expert system, its interface is limited and simple. The start and end of morning rush hour. Okay, so maybe we change the rush hour, evening rush hour, for any time after noon. Times must be submitted in numeric form. AM or PM is obviously unnecessary. Okay. Traffic computer. Change evening rush hour end to 6:30. Oh, so we might even be able to do that so the guys never even arrive to begin with, the maintenance workers. That'd be interesting. So what's the machine set and change? The status command will give you the current rush hour schedule. More complex data input, such as additions to the traffic network, may be done only by authorized programmers. End of file. Status. Okay. Might as well look at weather since we're here. National Weather Center computer interprets data from the meteorological satellite network, WeatherNet, and then transmits the data to various agencies and news organizations around the world. Programming of the weather computer is beyond interface control. Programming of the weather computer. Oh, so we can't do anything with that. All right. Got it. So traffic computer status. All right. So traffic computer. Set evening rush hour start to. See, I think this would be for like preventing the maintenance guys from getting here on time or something, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, we want it to be from like, they're getting back at like 11. Let's say to 10 o'clock. Oh, okay. So our evening rush hour start must precede evening rush hour end. Okay. So we'll change that first. Set evening rush hour end to 12. Or let's say 11:59. Okay, just to make sure that's... we'll keep the start the same. What happens. So from 4 to 11:59. Well, they still made it, the maintenance guys still made it here during rush hour now. Yeah, they arrived at 4:40. Even though that was during evening rush hour. All right, anyway, let's see if this does anything. I don't know. Enter communications mode. Okay. Oh, look at this. A splash of red on the western end of the darkening sky heralds the coming of night. You watch the sunset with sadness, for it reminds you of so many things you can never do again. Walking along a beach, lying in tall grass, holding a woman. There is no one in sight. If anything changes, I don't know if anything will. Nope, nothing changed. Damn. Now I'm kind of curious. Let's go back to start of part. Well, we can do it after the recording. No, that wouldn't have changed anything. Huh. So maybe we're just supposed to, maybe we just have all this time. Maybe there's no way to change what happens at 11:30. Maybe we just need to find a way to communicate the stuff. After the men have passed out, we're at 5:11. So now we've saved ourselves, and we have 6 hours until we hit 11:30. Let me just see if, can you enter the W and NF at like 10:30? Wait, 120. Nah, still nothing there. All right, so maybe we just need to find a way to communicate this. Maybe that's the goal. So now we're restored. So, communications mode. Oh, Coco, thank you for the host. Go on, Coco. Let's see other ways this could be used, maybe. Communications mode or something. Number of visual audio units set up at various points around the complex. How to activate them. Now we can't like, see, I need to transmit the recording somewhere else. That's the key point. Or maybe we should turn off ventilation for all sectors and so everybody passes out. That's not a bad idea. Maybe we should do that. And then the National Guard won't even be able to rescue those dudes. We could try sleep mode, but we'd probably die. Let's try that though. Because I think you sleep for like 6 hours or something. Let's go to like 8:30. Enter sleep mode. Do you wake up? You never wake up? You enter sleep mode, sleeping pleasantly into unconsciousness. You dream of your childhood. Okay, no, then you get the message. So yeah, sleep mode it's not gonna help us. Okay, yeah, maybe we should have... You know, let me try one thing. Let's go back to after we made the recording. We want everyone to pass out now. So let's enter interface mode. Let's say Hvac Controller. Oh, we should try the IRS auditing system. We'll look at that next. Maybe we can bankrupt Richard Ryder or something. Okay, Hvac Controller. Turn off ventilation for all sectors. Okay. Now let's go to communications mode. Actually, even forget Mako. Where were the guys? PPCC, right? Yeah, here are the pair of guardsmen. Let's see what happens with these guys. Anything? One technician, fanning herself with a sheaf of paper, says, "It's getting stuffy in here. Anyone mind if I open a window?" Hearing no objections, she walks beyond the edge of your viewing area, and a moment later, you hear a grunt and a sliding noise. Damn it, they have windows. Oh, God. Alright, so that's not going to help us, really. We could freeze them out, too. It'd be interesting.
Oh, no.
Okay, and these guys show up. All right, so this isn't really going to help us. Well, maybe... no, Mako's going to be unaffected. This is not going to help us. Okay. Still going to be the same thing. Ah, shit, I forgot to... If you're in this room, you die immediately. So that doesn't change anything. What if we... What were the other functions? Shut off cooling, start ventilation, turn on. Heating, cooling, and ventilation. What if we make it too cold for them? Could try that. What if I go to PPCC now? Okay. Enter interface mode. Yes. Hvac Controller. Shut off heating. Oh wait, first of all, what's the sectors? We want the control center, right? Which is gamma. Okay, Hvac Controller. Oh, maybe they're in the conference room, which is also gamma sector. I'm thinking about where Ryder is. All right. Shut off heating for gamma sector. Hvac Controller, turn on cooling for gamma sector. All right, so now let's go to the PPCC. Anything? No, nothing. All right, so cooling. I was hoping to freeze them out, but it doesn't do anything. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. Okay. So much for that. All right, so next thing we wanted to try was looking at the let's enter the library mode. Check the auditing system. Data-oriented computer with massive storage capacity. Using its database, it produces lists of the best audit possibilities. The percentage of filers audited in a given year can be easily changed and is usually based on the year's auditing division budget. This input must be in numeric form. The auditing computer will give status reports. Examples. Auditing. Okay, so this is something we could try. Auditing system. So we got status. Maybe we can have him be audited. Ryder. 2x. And a file. Okay. Okay, auditing system status. Returns filed 214 million. Audits ordered 6 million. Audits completed 5.6. Current auditing percentage 3. Okay, let's change it to 100. Change auditing percentage to 100. Okay. Enter communicate. I don't know if anything would happen, but probably not, but we gotta experiment. Everyone will be audited. The other thing is we could try that nobody gets audited. They meant feeder as an active port. That's what Emily Warren was saying. So we can do something with that now. I see. We have to fix it. We have to fix it. That's what the deal is. Okay. All right. So it's going to take way too long to complete all those audits. So it's probably not going to amount to anything. Let's see what the feeder status is. World news buffer. Transmitter on. Maybe we change the turn transmitter off. Transmitter's now off. But wasn't it off already? Current feed none. Okay. All you see is a stacked test pattern with the message, "We are experiencing technical difficulties, please stand by." So we need to know how to change, maybe we can change the broadcast or the frequency or something. Your visual and audio circuits are now hooked directly to the programming. Okay. Enter library mode. Interfaces. Ah, there it is. Read the feeder. The World News Network feeder is the central clearinghouse and transmitter for the USNA's largest video news channel. So I think the idea is we hooked into this channel and then broadcast the recording somehow. The feed can be set to transmit any buffer. Default, the World News buffer. Examples of feeder interaction. Status, turn on the transmitter. Transmit the special report buffer. Okay. Okay. So, question becomes, what is the name of our buffer? Status, transmitter off. Transmit the X buffer. Okay. Record feature does not function here. Oh, we need to go to a thing. What is it called? What is the name of our buffer? Oh, record buffer. Okay. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right, perfect. So let's restore to Ben passing out. All right, now let's go to interface mode. I see, so the feeder system doesn't come online until 6 or 7 o'clock. Got it. List controllers. Or no, list systems. Yeah. Exit. Enter communications mode. Enter interface mode. Okay, so it's not until 7 o'clock probably. List ports. There we go. Okay, now we got the feeder. Alright, so WNN feeder status. Alright. The transmitter is on, current feed world news buffer. Okay. WNN feeder transmit the record buffer. Now transmitting record buffer. Okay, thank you. Enter communications mode. Go to WNNF. The World News Network feed is showing Senator Richard Ryder trying to strong-arm Dr. Pellman in his office. Okay, let's save here. This looks like this is good. 7:20 p.m. Wheat. Good, good. All right, now what? It probably just remains this way. All right, let's go back to his office maybe then. A message begins coming over the message line. Prism! It's Perlman, sounding giddy with joy. You've done it! That was brilliant, absolutely brilliant, sending your recordings out over the World News Network. Ryder just left here so fast and so mad like nothing I've ever seen. The switchboard is lighting up like crazy, and I just got off the phone with President Bowden himself. You hear the sound of whooping and cheering in the background, and Perlman gives a yee-haw, more suited to a Texas cattle rancher than a Jewish big city scientist. The National Guard unit has just been recalled. Prism, the plane is dead in the water. You're a hero. Ooh, epilogue.
Bad mother.
Indeed. Oh, 2031 is done. Thank you, Silo. Oh, but the game's not over yet. We have an epilogue, everybody. We have an epilogue. A mind forever voyaging through strange seas of thought, alone. William Wordsworth. Hit any key to continue. World News Network feed. Your visual and audio circuits are now hooked directly to the programming of the World News Network. Prism, the supercomputer who exposed the Ryder scandal, will soon be granted his final request, to live out the remainder of his days, and how long that might be nobody knows, simulating his human existence. Prism, who recently received the Congressional Medal of Honor, as well as a citation from President Bowden, has been spending much of his time in simulations, giving top grades to the administration's new program to replace the discredited plan. At a press conference in Rockville, Dr. Abraham Perelman, one of the creators of Prism, insisted that the world's first intelligent machine was, in fact, quite human. The picture cuts to Perelman standing behind a podium. His body may be silicon and steel, Perelman is saying, but in his heart, he's as human as anyone I've ever met. As Prism prepares to embark on his final voyage of the mind, I'd like to read a line from Hamlet as his epitaph, so to speak. He was a man, take him for all in all, I shall not look upon his like again. The image from the WNN feed suddenly blinks off, and you find yourself back at the entry level of communications mode. The list of outlets indicates that none are currently active. A message is coming in. Prism, programming of the simulation controller with the parameters of the new plan is complete. Everything is set for you to enter simulation mode. From all of us here at the Prism Project, thanks and farewell. Okay, I guess we have to do that. Hey, thanks very much, Gabo. Thanks for the host. How are you? All right, enter simulation mode. Solarian. Oh, class 1 security waived. Nice. The simulation is based 60 years hence. 2091 is the year. Solarium. This enclosed sun porch of your penthouse apartment is surrounded by an outdoor patio accessible to the south. To the north is a sprawling living room. Okay, we're gonna have to some new mapping apparently. Solarium. And then we got there's a patio to the south and a living room to the north. A sprawling living room, suggesting we're not in that same apartment from before. Let's go to the patio. Sunlight spills off the vines and shrubs of this wide outdoor terrace. The view, always breathtaking, seems particularly sharp today. Beyond the parklands and forests to the west, the foothills of the Rockies are clearly visible. To the south, the river bends around Rockville before flowing up country toward North Dakota and the Garrison Lakes. The glass-walled sun porch lies behind a curtain of vines to the north. The solarium. Okay, so let's go to the living room. Sunken, comfy pillow seats form a vaguely oval perimeter around a central circular fireplace. The rest of the furniture has been removed. The dining room lies behind a bamboo screen to the east. An open, curving stair leads up to the master bedroom, and a foyer leads north. Okay, so we got dining room. We got a foyer. There's a newspaper here too. All right, and then upstairs we have master bedroom. Okay. Take newspaper. Read newspaper. The new headline story is about a newly released study which indicates that the average life expectancy for both sexes has now passed 100 years. And success in the development of regeneratives should send that figure even higher. Despite the dropping mortality rate, global population remains stable at just under 2 billion, with Offworlding now running at a staggering 7 million people annually. To celebrate next month's special 20th anniversary Disarmament Day, the World Council has passed a bill authorizing fireworks displays in each of the former capital cities of the 22 former nuclear powers. The fireworks displays by aerialist designer Jean Mogomo will feature disarmament themes and will be the largest display of pyrotechnic art in this century. A story in an inside page catches your eye. Perry Sim, noted author, to join crew of Silver Dove, reads the headline. Perry Sim, author and poet, recipient of the 2089 Mexicana Prize, has been selected from nearly 1,000 applicants to be the resident author aboard the Silver Dove, the space colony that is currently being equipped for mankind's first interstellar journey, a trip expected to last 12 generations. First interstellar journey? Oh, so I guess the off-worlding wasn't to another star system, it was just to Mars or the moon or whatever. Okay. Alright, so let's go to the foyer. Or no, let's go to the dining room first. The spacious dining area is flanked by the living room, on the other side of the bamboo curtain to the west, and the kitchen to the east. Look at the curtain. Totally ordinary looking bamboo screen. Okay, so we got a kitchen over here. Go to the kitchen. Rimmed with butcher block counters, softly lit by recessed zeolites, and decorated in a random pattern of pastel tile, the kitchen is both lovely and functional. You can exit to the west. So I shall. Alright, so before we go to the foyer, I guess we'll go upstairs. Master bedroom. This is a huge round bedroom encircled by windows. A stairway leads down to the living room. As elsewhere, the furniture has been removed. Oh, because we're going to be going in the Silver Dove. We're going to be leaving Earth, I guess. Jill is here doing some last-minute packing. Jill's healthy demeanor and graceful pose are more befitting a woman 20 years her junior. She's here doing some last-minute packing. Back to Jill. Okay, I have to ask her about this. Ask Jill about Silver Dove. Harry, I'm so excited about this trip. I feel like such a pioneer. How's Mitchell doing? What a silly question, Perry. Apparently so. Can I help her pack? Pack. No? Okay, what else was in the newspaper? Disarmament Day. She's not gonna know anything about this. Armament Day. Yeah, okay, whatever. Alright, let's, The gentle voice of your domestic computer calls softly from one of its many unseen speakers. The sky cab you asked for is now waiting on the roof. Jill appears at the top of the steps with the row butler, who is carrying several bags. Algie has everything, Perry. Let's get going. You take a last look around the apartment and follow Jill and Algie into the hallway and up to the roof pad. As you clamber into the waiting skycab, Jill gives the row butler a fond farewell pat. The skycab climbs lazily and veers off to the northeast. Oh, so now we're in a skycab. This skycab is a luxurious top-of-the-line model, a veritable sky limousine. The opulent features include reclining seats, tinted zero-glare windows, and a 2-meter view screen. Jill is sitting next to you on the plush seat. The cab enters the central Rockville traffic pattern, gently curving along the ring of downtown parks. You can see a festival of some sort in Halley Park. The gold and crimson tents of the festival form a multicolored patchwork against the green background of the city's oldest park. Jill, glancing through yet another magazine article on the Silver Dove, says, "This story about the new athletics and art forms that are still being discovered for the weightless area at the axis of the habitats. Oh, Perry, I'm so excited," she adds unnecessarily. Okay. View screen. At the moment, the screen is dark. The skycab continues its wide arc around the downtown area, approaching the Rockville Pier. The river is dotted with sailboats, and a tour boat is just pulling away from the pier for a day trip upriver, through Montana to the Devil's Tower region of Wyoming. Along the river south of the pier are the outdoor shells and amphitheaters of the Riverside Cultural Center. Okay. The river is dotted... Oh, I just read that. As the cab whisks northward along the edge of the river, you can make out the gleaming surface of the receiver station, nestled among the forests west of the city, where orbiting solar collectors beam their precious energy. Okay, anything with the view screen now? No. As the sky cab begins its approach to the spaceport, it passes over the museum established on the site of the former BSF base, a sobering monument to one of mankind's great follies. Suddenly the view screen lights up and Mitchell's face appears. "Hi Mom, Dad. I wanted to wish you bon voyage and I enlisted a little help." He expands the field of vision to include the entire living room of his spacious apartment at the Marine Biology Institute in Nova Scotia. The room is filled with your grandchildren and great-grandchildren, plus various in-laws, more than 20 members of the Sim clan. Everyone is hooting, yelling, waving, and blowing kisses. "We're having a big party in your honor. I'm only sorry we couldn't be there with you. We're real proud of you both and excited for you too. Call me when you get to the habitat. Bye." Wait a minute. If the parents are like going off-world for generations and so you're never going to see them again, shouldn't you have been there in person to say goodbye? Not just view screened them? The clan signs off by singing Auld Lang Syne, and when the screen goes dark, you notice that Jill's eyes are wet, and a second later you realize that yours are as well. Okay. With the gentlest bump, the skycap settles into a landing bay at the spaceport terminal. Jill reaches over and gives your hand an excited squeeze. Through the window of the skycab, you can see the sleek white shuttle waiting to carry you on your last leg of the journey to what? The Silver Dove would be more than just another space colony. It was the pinnacle of an eon of human achievement, the first step into interstellar space. You and Jill would never live to see the completion of that first step generations hence. Although in the germ-free low-G environment of a habitat, and with the recent strides in health on longevity research, who could say for sure? But you would still have been part of that dawning of a new age, that future of unlimited potential. Humanity was beginning a journey into the universe, a voyage that would last forever. Acknowledgements. Oh, okay, so that's it. A Mind Forever Voyaging would not have been possible without the effort of many people. Mark Blank made the changes to our development tools that pushed back the envelope and made Interactive Fiction Plus, TM, a reality. As always, all the other authors pitched in when needed, but I want to particularly acknowledge the help of Stu Galley and Jerry Wolper. As a former playtester, I can say with authority that the testing of A Mind Forever Voyaging was superb. I appreciate the efforts of everyone who tested, especially Amy Briggs, Gary Brennan, Thomas Bach, Max Buxton, and Suzanne Frank. Paul Gross, Linda Simpson, Duncan Blanchard, Mike Morton, Rick Lay, and Andy Kaluzniaki performed various wizardries on the microcomputers which run A Mind Forever Voyaging. The package was designed by Carl Genitosio and Elizabeth Langosi.
Subway 100 bonus 10 GG. That was an entertaining watch.
Thank you much, Stuckthread, for the 100 plus 10 bits. Appreciate it. Glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, package art was the work of Larry Winberg and Jess Nicholas, and photography the work of Ralph King. Finally, I'm extremely grateful to John Pallas for immeasurable advice and support throughout this project. Steve Moretsky, SEM, September 1985. Yeah, that is it. So, after 9 hours and 9 minutes, A Mind Forever Voyaging has voyaged. The next step, we don't know. The Silver Dove will make its colony in some world we'll never see. But yes, we averted the plan. We got Senator Richard Ryder to be held accountable for his crimes against society. There is a good future ahead for the good people of Rockville, South Dakota. Wow. Nice game, huh? It's a little tough to compare to other games since there was so little in the way of... there's a little bit of like puzzle solving there at the end, of course, in the part 3. But, part 1 kind of, because we were exploring and finding out the sort of the checklist of events to do. But part 2 was a little tedious. I mean, you're basically just seeing as society devolves, but there's not much interactive about it, to be honest. So in that regard, I was like a little slightly underwhelmed by that. Because it was just like reading stuff and turning the recorder on when you had stuff that was not, which was bad news. But yeah, it was more of an interactive novel than interactive fiction. Which isn't bad. Like, it was a good story. It was well written. The family dynamics was a good sort of touch to make it personal and so forth. But it just felt like half the game was taken up with mathing, and then most of the remaining was taken up with just reading descriptions. So yeah, the city was too large, maybe. It felt like a real city. That was the cool part. But at the same time, I don't know. I didn't feel like much was at stake. Like, I liked the premise a lot. There just wasn't enough interactivity. So there's a lot of good stuff to say about it. There's an interesting sort of apocalyptic decline of an authoritarian state. But yeah, just not that much from a gameplay standpoint. That's the issue. So I sort of simultaneously admired it, but then was a little underwhelmed by it. Because again, there wasn't, I don't know, just relative to other IF games and Infocom in particular, right? You guys prepared me for that by saying it's unlike most Infocom games, but not in a good way. Like, I think Trinity, one second. Trinity, I think, was more successful as far as dealing with serious weighty issues, having that sort of socio-political commentary. In this case, it was more about like nuclear warfare and so forth, but still having, and jumping sort of time and places. So in that regard, the format was similar, but it seemed to be a lot more in the realm of like gameplay too. So I think Trinity, in retrospect, did maybe a better job in that regard. Right, and you were also limited to Rockville, South Dakota, so you don't know how the plan worked for the country at large. Maybe, yeah. I guess, there's something to be said for narrowing the scope so that you can see directly within the confines of this community. But there didn't even seem to be a through line between the various locations that much. Or like, maybe more characters than just our family members, Like, if there had been a priest at the church that got closed down and you talk to him every 10 years, and then after it got shut down, maybe he's like living in one of those, poor shelters or something. Stuff like that, where you could have had more of a personal through line beyond just, Jill and Mitchell, the family. We did read some of this in Marquise. I don't know how far. Oh, at some point it was just shut down, so I couldn't even read the Marquis. But yeah, we did read it. We saw the Marauders game or whatever, or Marauders movie. Yeah, nice change of pace, but hoping for a little something more. But still, what it did well, it did very well. So, Gut Explosion. Let's kill some slants. A hate film being billed as a rousing killer comedy frolic. Wow. Gringo Wars. Interesting. All right, well, thank you, Kev Larson, for the pick. Let's head to our Hall of Adventure and add game number 197 of Mind Forever Voyaging. Put it up on the shelf.